What's up, soul brothers and sisters? Hope you're having an absolutely beautiful and loving day. There's something that I wanted to address. I feel like I just can't go unspoken about this. Gotta come here and speak my mind on this topic. Maybe you've heard the news. A woman, 39-year-old woman named Zana has passed away recently. She was considered a raw vegan influencer on Instagram. I hope she's having a beautiful and loving transcendence to wherever she has transcended to. My condolences go out to her family, friends, loved ones, anyone that knew her and was influenced and inspired by her. And yeah, just sending love and peace and comfort to her family and friends. All right, so with that being said, I think the media is doing an absolutely atrocious, unjust job of reviewing and depicting this situation and really just doing what they always do, painting this picture and painting this narrative that this is all because of veganism. The vegan diet, the plant-based diet, challenges the beliefs of kind of the traditional way of thinking. It challenges the big industries. It challenges these big corporations. It challenges people that are addicted to meat and dairy and all the other non-vegan processed foods. Yeah, the vegan movement, it really challenges a lot of people. So, everyone likes to come after it and debunk it any chance they get. But I'm here to do the opposite. I'm here to explain why perhaps this death that occurred was actually not related to a plant-based diet whatsoever. And it's really bigger than everybody thinks. And they're not getting the full picture. All right, so we'll check out this article that I was reading earlier. This one's the New York Post.
Vegan influencer Zana Samsonova has allegedly died of starvation after subsisting exclusively on a diet of exotic fruit in Malaysia, according to her friends and family. Samsonova's mother also attributed her daughter's passing to a cholera-like infection. However, her official cause of death has not been declared.
So her own mom, who probably has more information than any reporter or news outlet or anyone on the internet that's just spitting some bullshit, her own mother has said that it was a cholera-like infection. So I don't know how people are saying this is related to starvation when no one even knows the actual cause of death, and her mother has said that it was something related to cholera. So, yeah.
A proponent of uncooked herbivorous fare.
Uncooked herbivorous fare? Who the fuck talks like that? Uncooked herbivorous fare? Why are they using this kind of dialect? That's so weird that they would say something like that. She wasn't even herbivorous, because herbivorous implies that she would have been an herbivore, which means she would be primarily eating herbs and green leaves and grass. But she wasn't an herbivore. She was eating like a high fruit diet, so she would be a frugivore. She was eating a frugivorous diet, not herbivorous. So they didn't even spend the time to get that correct. So just to show you, these news outlets don't know anything.
The Kasan native claims she ate a completely raw vegan diet for the last 4 years, consuming just fruits, sunflower seed sprouts, fruit smoothies, and juices.
Let's check out her Instagram. You can see there's obviously more than just sunflower seeds, fruits, and smoothies, because we can see a lot of raw vegan burgers, soups, falafel, salads. So you can see here, there's a lot more ingredients being used than what they're claiming here, like lots of vegetables. So yeah, she was eating a wider variety of plants than they claim.
While a raw foods diet can have multiple health benefits, including weight loss, improved heart health, and a lower risk of diabetes.
I'm not gonna lie, those sound like some absolutely great benefits. I don't think the standard American diet or most other diets can say that they prevent heart disease and diabetes. Those things cause heart disease and diabetes. And a raw vegan diet, even this news outlet is saying that it prevents diabetes. I'm surprised they're giving some credit to the raw diet here. Let's keep going.
There are downsides to this regimen, especially when not well planned, according to Healthline. These include deficiencies in calcium and vitamin D, which are needed for strong bones.
Calcium and vitamin D deficiencies. Wow. Let's start with calcium. So how are you going to get calcium on an omnivorous diet? You're going to get it from milk, like the commercials say, like the media says, get your calcium from milk. Because if you're getting your calcium from dairy, well, dairy is highly toxic and highly acidic to your body. Your blood actually has to take calcium from your bones to neutralize the effects of the acidity that's being caused by the dairy. So really, when you consume dairy, you're not getting calcium. You're depleting your body of calcium. What are you gonna do? Get calcium from fish? Have fun with all the mercury poisoning and the microplastics and everything else. You can get tons of calcium from eating plants. You can get it from fruit, like figs. Figs are high in calcium. Oranges, you can get calcium from vegetables, bok choy, broccoli, kale, collard greens. You can get calcium from sesame seeds. They're really high in calcium. Tahini, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, nuts. Like, of course you can get calcium in a plant-based diet. I don't know why they're saying this. It's just not true, just trash. And vitamin D deficiencies. Well, anyone can really get a vitamin D deficiency. I think this is directly related to how much sunlight you're getting, how much time you're spending in the sun. And of course, there's also certain foods and nutrients that you can eat that are gonna enhance your vitamin D absorption. But I think it's kind of known that like most people have not getting enough vitamin D because most people work inside an office all day. That's not really so much related to diet. That's more so about how much time are you spending in the sun. So also mushrooms, that's another plant-based food that has a very high in vitamin D. Mushrooms tend to absorb vitamin D quite well. So that's something you can get on a raw plant-based diet or just eating plants. You can just eat mushrooms, get vitamin D like that. All right, I'm not gonna show any more of this article. As you can see, I've kind of debunked like everything they've already said. Yeah, you know, these articles, they just like to put things in their own words and they like to push a narrative without actually doing the research to see what the reality and what the truth is. Obviously here, it's just a narrative to push against veganism. You know, all these fucking publication companies are probably taking money from from some kind of meat corporation, or you know, they're taking money from someone that's pushing a product that's not vegan. So follow the money trail. Okay, so now I'm just gonna talk about my thoughts and theories about this whole situation and her death. And just as a disclaimer, I don't know how she died. I don't know the full story. I didn't know Zana. I don't know what happened. But just from what I'm seeing, I think there's a possibility that she could have had an eating disorder, such as anorexia or bulimia, right? And if I'm not mistaken, anorexia is about, you know, just kind of a fear of putting on fat, a fear of kind of not being like really skinny, and it kind of makes people not eat. Bulimia, also, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not an expert on these things, is kind of the same concept, a fear of being fat and losing your figure and keeping this really skinny image. So with bulimia, I believe people eat food and then they force themselves to vomit it later. I don't really know anyone with these disorders, so I can't speak on it in detail, but just if we compare some images of Zana just looking really, really skinny, and we look at people that have anorexia and bulimia, we can kind of see a similarities in their body figure with the really skinny arms and wrists and facial structure. So I think this is a very high possibility that this is what could have been happening. let's go back to the Instagram. I mean, she has, look at all this food. Like I'm raw, right? I eat raw vegan. I know these fruits, durian, jackfruit, these have a crazy amount of calories, super high in fat, super high in protein. These are calorically dense fruits. These raw vegan burgers and everything she's making, she's using nuts and seeds. These are also incredibly high in calories. There is no way that someone could be eating all of this food and just keep this super thin figure if they're eating, multiple meals a day of these dense fruits and these dense kind of gourmet raw vegan meals. There's just no way. So that leads me to think, like I said, I don't know, and I'm not trying to project, I'm not trying to make any claims. I'm just saying I believe it's possible that she may have had some sort of eating disorder. And therefore, she may have had this eating disorder before she became a vegan, before she was eating raw, which means, the starvation that's being claimed on all these news headlines, this is not related to the diet. If you eat fruit and vegetables, it doesn't matter what you're eating. If you're eating until you feel full, you will never starve. The only people on this earth that are going to starve are people living in situations of homelessness or economic crisis or war or a third world country where they don't have enough money and resources to get food. These are the people that starve, or people that have eating disorders. So like I was saying, if this is the case and she did have an eating disorder, which is more of a mental and emotional disorder that manifests itself in your physical body, but it starts in the mind and in the emotions. If she had bulimia or anorexia or some other form of eating disorder that I'm not familiar with, that would make sense why she quote unquote starved herself to death, theoretically, and maybe also had this cholera infection or some other infection, because if you're not eating any food, you're not putting any nutrients into your body, I think you're just kind of setting yourself up to have a weak immune system. And when disease or infection or a virus comes knocking at your body, you just may not have the nutrient buildup and the capacity inside yourself to fight off that infection. And maybe that's what happened to her, is that her body was too weak because of self-starvation, and it wasn't strong enough to fight off this infection. It's all just theory. I don't know. But what the important thing here to understand and to consider is, if this theory is accurate, this is not related to the diet at all. It's not related to a raw vegan diet or a cooked vegan diet or a paleo diet or the carnivore diet or an omnivorous diet or a standard American diet. It's not related to the food per se. It's more related to the act of starving yourself, because obviously there's less vegans in the world than there are omnivores, which means there's more omnivorous anorexic people. You know what I mean? There's people dying of anorexia and bulimia and all these other things. They're not raw vegans. So it's not related to diet. And in my personal opinion, I think she definitely did not die because of just eating a raw vegan diet. I'm raw vegan. I am not nutrient deficient at all. I'll show you some pictures and videos of me here. I have plenty of muscle mass, not withering away. I never get sick. I fight off disease like that. And I have so many friends that are raw, that are, super strong, super fit. Like, no one is withering away like that. That's really what leads me to believe this is more of an eating disorder kind of thing, because you can definitely eat enough calories eating raw. And the food that she was sharing, the durians and jackfruits, are two of the highest calorically dense fruits in the world. A durian might be. It's super high in fat. And there is no way that you can remain this skinny eating durian every day. Even one durian itself has like 1,200 calories. So if you're eating durian and a little bit more food, you're getting enough calories. I don't think she was getting enough calories, and I don't think it was related per se to the diet. I think it was an eating disorder, and I think there really needs to be more awareness created around eating disorders, because it's affected this young woman, and it affects people all over the world every day. And yeah, it's sad, and that's why I'm here speaking out. You know, you don't have to live like this. Anyone out there with an eating disorder, no one is judging you. I love you. We all love you. Please don't starve yourself. You don't need to do this for yourself. Please, this is it. This is your sign. This is the time to reach out and get help for yourself. Or if someone out there knows someone struggling, help them out. Reach out to them. Make sure they're okay. You know, let's just all be here for each other, and not come at each other. Let's just love each other. So yeah, to bring this full circle, like I said, I think the media outlets are not talking about this, not even taking this into consideration. They're just pushing their own agenda. So yeah, they're really doing us a disservice, and it's a shame that they're really making this out to be a plant-based thing, plant-based deficient kind of thing, vegan deficient kind of thing. You know what? This woman was 39 years old, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people, probably just in the US, that are 39 years old that die every day, okay? People that have diabetes, that have heart attacks, that have strokes, that have multiple different kinds of cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer, brain cancer, all right? And these people got these diseases from eating a standard American diet. Processed food and meat, too much fat, too much meat, too much cholesterol. And no one says anything about this. But one time in a blue moon, like a shooting star, Halley's Comet, almost never happens. A raw vegan dies. And now veganism is forever debunked because one person died. And no one considers the thousands of people that die of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, all these things. People that are eating omnivorous diets that are dying every day. That's just crazy. I don't know. Really just baffling to me. I hope we can get our shit together as a society and wake up. So that's pretty much all I'll say. Be responsible, do your research, and just wake up. So I think that's all I got to say. If I have more to say, then perhaps I'll make another video and continue sharing about it. But yep, whoever you are, whatever you believe, I love you regardless. Yeah, have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching. Peace.